Where am I? For centuries, navigators and explorers have searched the heavens for a system that would enable them to locate their position on the globe with the precision necessary to avoid tragedy and to reach their intended destinations. On June 26, 1993, the U.S. Air Force answered the call by launching the 24th Navistar satellite into orbit, completing a network of satellites that would become the Global Positioning System. The Global Positioning System, GPS, known formally as Navistar, is a network of these 24 satellites in orbit around the Earth, providing users with information about their position and movement. GPS navigation and position determination are based upon measuring the distance from the user's position to the precise location of the GPS satellites as they orbit. Although GPS is operated by the U.S. military, it has been made available for commercial use and provides users with pinpointed information about their location and velocity anywhere in the world. It was initially used as a navigational aid by military ground, sea, and air forces. In more recent years, GPS has been used by civilians in many new ways, such as in automobile and boating navigation, hiking, and emergency rescues. Throughout modern history, man has developed a variety of ways in which to track his position on Earth as he navigates from one place to another. The 1920s witnessed the introduction of the first advanced technique, radio navigation, which was initially based on radios that allowed navigators to locate the direction of shore-based transmitters when in range. Later, the development of artificial satellites made it possible to transmit more precise radio navigation signals, which resulted in a new era in navigation technology. Satellites were first used for position finding by leveraging a two-dimensional Navy system called transit. The transit system laid the groundwork for a system that would later revolutionize navigation forever, the Global Positioning System. The Global Positioning System was originally developed by the Department of Defense for military purposes, but was actually adopted for commercial use prior to being operational. The primary purposes for its development: precision weapons delivery. In the 1960s, the Department of Defense began pursuing the idea of developing a global, all-weather, continuously available, highly accurate positioning and navigation system that could address the needs of a broad base of users and limit the proliferation of specialized equipment that supported only particular mission requirements. Consequently, the U.S. Navy and Air Force began studying the concept of using radio signals transmitted from satellites for positioning and navigation purposes. These research and development programs became the building blocks for GPS as we know it today. Global position satellites orbit the Earth in precise locations. A GPS receiver determines latitude, longitude, and altitude based on the amount of time it takes for a signal from the satellite to reach the receiver. From this data, the receiver can triangulate an exact position. It takes 3 satellites to determine latitude, longitude, and velocity, with a fourth needed to determine altitude. The 3 components that make up the GPS system are a space component, a control component, and the user component. The space component consists of 24 satellites placed in regular orbits that are always functioning, and the Delta rockets that place the satellites into orbit. Each of the 24 satellites flies in an orbit 12,500 miles above the surface of the Earth. Each satellite has solar panels pointed towards the sun that supply power to the system and an antenna pointed toward the Earth. Each satellite contains 4 atomic clocks. The control component includes the Master Control Station located at Falcon Air Force Base in Colorado Springs. The control component also consists of monitoring stations located at the Hawaiian Islands, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, and the South Pacific Ocean. The control station ensures the GPS satellites and clocks remain within specifications. The control station uses measurements by the monitoring stations to predict the behavior of the satellites and the clocks. The prediction information is transmitted to the satellites for transmission to the user. The user component includes military and civilian equipment that receives the GPS signals. Along with ground transportation, which most individuals are familiar with, GPS technology is used in other applications. All of these applications for the GPS technology fall under 5 categories that include location, navigation, tracking, mapping, and timing. For example, in agriculture, GPS technology is used to help monitor the application of fertilizer and pesticides and helps farmers with plowing, mapping fields, and marking areas of disease and weed infestation. In aviation, it is used to route navigation and airline approaches. In the environment, this technology is used to help survey disaster areas and can even find areas covered in floodwaters. The military uses the GPS system for basic navigation, target destination, close air support, and weapons technology. And in space, GPS technology is used to help control and track satellites in orbit and space shuttle guidance. It is estimated that by the end of 2010, there will be 50 million users of the system. There will also be increased application in shipping, aircraft, military systems, and consumer availability. In addition, it is predicted that additional civil frequencies and civil codes will be added to meet user requirements. It is evident by the increased development of the global positioning system and the large number of new users into the system that GPS has become an integral part of people's lives and has given our modern technological society the ability to determine, where am I?